Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Snowflakes flying across much of central and eastern Kentucky. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. We'll talk about potential accumulations when I come back in a bit.
Country music fans did not let weather or traffic keep them from seeing Garth Brooks in concert in Lexington tonight.
And in the Bluegrass poll, Kentucky voters weigh in on Senator Rand Paul possibly running for president. WKYT News at 11 starts now. Good evening to you. It certainly feels like winter on this Halloween night with falling temperatures, and there is snow in the air.
That's right. The wintry blast continues overnight as well. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey shows us what he's tracking on this first alert severe weather day. Did you see getting some pictures in?
Yeah, from our Kentucky Weather Twitter feed. A lot of those pictures now beginning to come in of the first flakes that have been flying throughout the region. This just a few minutes ago out of Franklin County with some snowflakes coming down. This from a little earlier this evening down in Corbin, where they had a little sugar coating on what appears to be one of the garbage cans down there. And that's kind of what we're setting ourselves up for tonight. It's a light snowfall on top of some grassy surfaces, the car tops, things like that. We're not talking about anything you're going to be sledding with. You're not going to be able to make a snowball or anything like that. But it is still just the 31st day of October, heading into the first day of November. So it is very early to be talking about snowfall like this. What we are seeing is a big upper level low. Notice how the precipitation pinwheels counterclockwise around this low that is dropping in. So let's follow it counterclockwise with the flow into southern Kentucky, southeastern Kentucky, where we've been getting snow on and off for the better part of the past several hours. Northeastern Kentucky, it's been more in the way of some light rains with the occasional mix of a little light snow. But now over the past couple of frames here on Defender, we notice how some whites are beginning to show up. Lexington Metro, snows are increasing as we speak, coming at us from the north. Remember, everything kind of wrapping around that big area of low pressure. Here's the proof outside the station. Live Skycam trained toward one of the big security lights out back. And as you can see, we've had some of those wet snowflakes that have been coming down. And we've been noticing that on and off for the past couple of hours. Back to our west, little greater coverage and intensity of the flakes heading toward the Bluegrass Parkway. Everything going around this big area of low pressure that's off to our east. We'll see this continue to fill in as we go into the overnight. Guys, a slushy, light accumulation for some into central and eastern Kentucky tonight.
All right, thank you, Chris. Well, a lot of people on the road tonight because thousands of them have made their way to downtown Lexington to watch Garth Brooks at Rupp Arena.
Right now, the country music superstar is in the middle of his second concert of the night. You are looking at some pictures from the first show. So did fans have any trouble with traffic or even the weather tonight? WKYT's Jerica Ensko has our top story at 11.
Thousands of people piled out of Rupp Arena after the first concert, and then thousands more piled back in for the second concert of Garth Brooks. Now, the main concern has been traffic and the weather, and then also Halloween festivities going on downtown, everything piling together and causing a big mess. Just looking at it, you would have thought thousands had trouble making it to Garth Brooks.
Other construction, it wasn't too bad.
But so many arrived early to avoid traffic nightmares.
That I didn't want to park at Old Frankfort Pike.
That weather was the only thing trying to stand in their way.
Weather's pretty bad, real windy.
When we left Owensboro, it was kind of cold, but we got here, it was colder and it was raining. About halfway here, it was raining hard.
But once they were inside, all the headache to get here was more than worth it for concert goers.
This is the first time we get to see him.
Tell me again, how long you've been waiting?
25 years.
Here to see one thing, Garth Brooks and his wife on stage in Rupp Arena.
It was the closest place we could come see him. Me and my wife saw him about 20 years ago, and it was the best concert I've ever been to.
But what about leaving once the temperature has dropped and the precipitation possibly changes over?
No, I'm not concerned about it a bit. That's just part of the game.
Now, people for the most part tell us that the weather and traffic haven't been an issue. Now, the shuttle bus did cause a few issues, but people tell us for the most part they haven't had trouble getting here at Rupp Arena tonight. In Lexington, Jerica Ensko, WKYT.
And for more information on parking for the concerts, you can go to WKYT.com.
Trick-or-treating took a frightening turn in one Lexington neighborhood. Lexington police say a car hit a 10-year-old boy as he crossed Summer Hill Drive. Police say the boy was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. They say the car was moving slowly at the time.
The chilly air may have felt like a trick, but children still found plenty of treats on this Halloween night. WKYT's Garrett Weimer caught up with some families here in Lexington who didn't let the weather keep them from trick-or-treating.
It's rained off and on this evening, but throughout the whole night it has been cold. Around 6 o'clock, the skies cleared and it made it a little more bearable for trick-or-treaters and for their parents just a step or two behind.
Man, cold, very cold.
It's cold, to say the least.
But at least the rain cleared up for most of the cold. Didn't stop the collection of
Royal British Navy Captain
Jack Sparrow, Wednesday, Scream, Pirate Elsa.
And it certainly didn't dampen these trick-or-treater spirits. Streets were busy and so were these houses, with kids and parents walking or driving to keep warm in the October cold.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's just my face.
And importantly, always answering with a warm
Thank you.
A lot of the parents I talked to said they were glad it wasn't raining or snowing during trick-or-treat. Even with all this cold, they said it wasn't really an option for them to miss it. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Now politics, from Senator Rand Paul's future to control of the state house to the Ebola virus crisis. Tonight's new WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll looks at 3 issues Kentuckians will weigh in on soon, and one of those as soon as Tuesday. New at 11 tonight, WKYT's Bill Bryant runs down the results released tonight on WKYT.com.
Hello there. He was elected Kentucky's junior senator during the height of the Tea Party movement. Almost instantly, though, talk turned to a run for the White House. But a new WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll finds Kentuckians divided over Rand Paul's future. Only 21% think Kentucky's junior senator should run for president in 2016. 23% say he should stick with running for re-election to his Senate seat. 13% think laws should be changed so that he could run for both at the same time. But most people, 33%, say that Paul should bow out of politics and not run for either office in 2016. The U.S. Senate race might be dominating the attention in the days before Tuesday's election, but control of the Kentucky House of Representatives is also up for grabs. The Bluegrass poll shows Kentuckians slightly think Republicans should have control. It's 44% for the GOP, 42% for Democrats. The Ebola crisis is devastating parts of Africa and creating worldwide fear. So how prepared do Kentuckians think this country is to deal with a widespread outbreak here? Only 9% said the nation is very prepared. 34% say somewhat. The most, 35%, say not very, while 18% say the country is not prepared at all. Survey USA conducted the Bluegrass poll for WKYT, the Herald Leader, and our 2 partners in Louisville. This week they surveyed more than 800 adults. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
And for more information on the Bluegrass poll, just go to WKYT.com.